Assalamualaikum, we are from Group 10. Today, we would like to present about Kerepek Pakyeh Company. The independent variable that we choose is organizational politics, and dependent variable is job or work stress.
Organizational politics is a characteristic piece of hierarchical life. Association handled by undesirable degrees of a political way of behavior experience the ill effects of bringing down employers' authoritative responsibility, work fulfillment and execution preside more significant levels of occupation tension and discouragement. Organization background. Kerepek Pakyeh was founded by Mr. Ilyas bin Hashim, known as Aneka Kerepek, began with a small business operating since 2003 in their home only. His company thrived with the hard work he put in line with the vision and mission he produced for the company. At the end of 2004, Mr. Ilyas has built a small workshop in his backyard. The company which used to operate in Taman Tabung Haji Kepala Batas, which only has a small workshop behind his house, has now moved to a new industrial site in Kampung Peluban Jitra. This industrial site has become a place of processing, production of goods, and a focal point for customers to buy retail and wholesale. This place is a district located between the small town of Jitra and Alustar city. The Kerepek Pakyeh company sells only food such as traditional chips and cakes. For chips, there are almost 100 types of chips produced for sale.
Data analysis. Demographic characteristic. Table 1 represents demographic variable. Out of 34 respondents, 2 are male and 32 are female. The sample is representative of all age groups. Majority of respondents are the age group between 18 to 29 years old. In the sample participant, 100% are Malay. When the experience of the respondent is considered, it is understood from Table 1 above, nearly half of the sample of the respondent have 1 to 4 years of experience. Correlation between organizational politics and job work stress. Table 2 represents the correlation between organizational politics and job work stress is 0.376, which indicates that there exists a positive relationship between organizational politics and job work stress at 1% level of significance. On the basis of the above result, it can be inferred that the null hypothesis is rejected and alternate hypothesis is accepted. Mean scores for the independent variable and dependent variable. Table 3 shows mean score for the variables organization politics and job work stress were reported. The mean total score ranged from 2 to 5. To distinguish between high and low scores on the variable, an overall average of 1.00 should be employed. According to Mann et al., if the average score is between 2 and 5, respondents evaluate the factor poorly, and if the mean score is larger than 2.00, respondents rate the rank variable high. The scale midpoint should not be regarded as representing naturalism. According to Table 3, organizational politics received a score of 4.2176 whenever job or work stress received a score of 4. This indicates that respondents evaluate their organizational politics higher than their job work stress.
The result is Chart 1 shows that the stress levels of these employers are not bad adhering to work. Employers that are thoroughly engaged in their work deserve special attention at this company. Furthermore, according to the words of 1955, employers have adequate rest time, which is a 30 minutes break not during prayer time. The management respects the employer's relation time and provide place for him. If an employer is having difficulty doing their work, they will be forthright about it. It will be difficult for everyone to be completely honest about a situation. Employers will make every effort to be truthful in this regard. The statistical inclination of organizational politics in effective decision-making power is 1.325. This is because employers have a more difficult time making decisions than others. The rank of a person in organization, such as the supervisor or the supervisor with him, will have an impact on this. According to the job work stress statistic in Table 1, employers can improve significantly. This is due to the fact that the work in the organization is less stressful. The person is able to complete the work peacefully and without becoming overstressed. Job work stress has had no effect on any of the previous employers. The employer is allowed to create work in his or her own style in order to be comfortable when performing it. The management will not interfere with the employer's ability to complete the task.
Discussion. Current research aims to investigate and understand the potential impact of organizational politics on two keyword outcomes: event-type work performance and work stress. We found that the creative performance obtained by supervision was negatively correlated. Employees who report high level of politics in their firms are less likely to exhibit creative behavior in the workplace, which supports our predictions. Those who report low levels of politics in their jobs, on the other hand, were more likely to engage in creative behavior in the workplace. This conclusion is in line with previous studies that have classified politics and perceived as stress-related barriers that lower a person's motivation to work. It also implies that people use their cognitive resources to deal with organizational politics, leaving them with little time and energy to focus on their job. Indirectly, it is contrary to our prediction. Our data show that job stress is not related to perceived politics. It is possible that the work stress scale is designed solely to measure the stress associated with one's jobs. Other environmental or personal factors may have a role in moderating this relationship.
The conclusion: the majority of past organizational behavior research has been done in Western contexts, primarily in North America. In Malaysia, the current study looks at the influence of perceived politics on creative jobs, performance, and job stress. However, additional study is needed to test diverse ideas created mostly in the West in Eastern cultures in order to give evidence for generalizability. Managers should be mindful of negative consequences of organizational politics on desired employee behaviors and attitude. According to our finding, managers should specifically eliminate any environment element that might potentially cause political activity in the organization. Further study in various Asian cultures should look at the influence of perceived politics on creativity and innovation results. Furthermore, given the lack of substance link between perceived politics and occupational stress, future studies should focus on the context and personal elements that may attune this link. Furthermore, the effects of politic view should be explicitly examined across cultures to illustrate how politics belief affect work results. Organizational pressure such as resource restriction, role ambiguity, and role overload should be investigated in study on innovative and creative. Further study might look at impacts of hindrance and challenge related stress on creativity and innovative behavior. Such research might be aid in determining challenge related pressure boosts inventive and creative behavior.